What up?
What up, y'all? Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, that was a good one. What up, peeps?
What up, peeps?
Welcome to the Let's Make Out podcast, where we make out all things. What?
Gee, love, life, and laughter. I promise it's just coffee.
We're so glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If this is your first time, thank you. If you've been here multiple times before, it sounds like a video intro, doesn't it? Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Yes.
Yes. What is going on, you guys?
How y'all doing?
How's the week been? How's the week been?
Has it been bendy or straight?
It is Thursday. We are recording this on the day that you're going to see this, because it will go up today, right? Or no? Will it go up tomorrow?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Either go up today or tomorrow. Whatever day you're watching it, it's live.
I can't do it.
It's live when you're watching it. Say that.
It is. So yeah, like what's been going on since the last time we talked to you guys?
What's been going on?
Not a whole lot, because we did like a late podcast last week. If you haven't watched it was a good one.
It was.
I don't even remember what we talked about, but I know that it was a good one. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about our COVID scare. We were talking about
Jamaica,
how not to die, the book, and eating, and Jamaica, all of the things.
So it was a good podcast. Kind of recapping you
yeah,
on our trip and stuff like that. And now our vlogs on Gabe TV, our vlog channel, in case you don't know, are going live. So one went live yesterday. Well, one went live on today? Wednesday.
Oh no, today's Thursday.
Yeah, one went live Wednesday. One will go live Friday. And then there'll be one or two more next week, and that'll be the whole Jamaica series. We were there for 5 days, so a lot of good footage. We had a good time capturing content, and hoping you guys enjoy and lots of good comments on the first one. People saying that was like cool seeing their their homeland from an influencer standpoint. From seeing it from somebody else's standpoint. They like the Caribbean music,
Caribbean vibes,
the reggae.
You did good, but
it turned out. Did you watch it? Did you end up watching it?
I did watch it.
I thought it turned out pretty good.
I loved the B-roll, and it was nice.
Yeah. So, what else?
So yes, let's see. Well, before we go any further, how about we cue the music?
How about we do that? Man, it was open.
He wasn't ready.
What happened? It was right there. Hey. All right.
So before we got started, Babe told me that he was feeling stressed today, and he said he didn't want to talk about it, but I was like, let's talk about it, because
feeling stressed.
Why not talk about it? We were actually going to talk about the books that we've been listening to, and I feel like how you're feeling ties into the book that you've been listening to. So let's explore it. Do you want to do a question break before we get into it, or you want to just jump into it? Okay, let's jump in. But I feel like we do need to do some questions, because we didn't do none last week.
I feel like I'm gonna get emotional, so
it's okay.
It's just, I don't know.
How you feeling today,
man?
Love?
So yesterday we met with somebody about editing, right? So we've been thinking about getting somebody local. We had some people edit before, but there was a company and they were out of the Philippines, so they did a good job, but the problem was just that delay in getting
the turnaround time.
It wasn't their fault. I mean, they're in the Philippines, the Philippines. They're in the Bible.
Maybe gotta tell you need to open up Philippians.
I'm open up Philippians
right it's a word for you in Philippians.
Right. So open up the Philippians, okay? 4:13.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so they're in the Philippines, so it's not their fault that they can't get us content as quick as I wanted it or needed it.
Yeah.
So find somebody local, someone in the States at least was important, and kind of put it off, and then so the book it's called The Big Leap, by Gabe Hendricks.
Yes.
And it talks about, the biggest thing talks about, being like working in your zone of genius. Mm-hmm. That's what when you find that zone of genius and you're working in it, like you're going to be fulfilled. You're going to feel like you're doing what God put you on this, beautiful earth to do.
Right.
And I don't feel that, and that's because I'm working in what's called the zone of excellence, which means, you think of zone of excellence, you're like, man, that's awesome.
I'm killing it.
Killing it. But the problem with zone of excellence is that, you're good at it. People count on you for it. They know you're good at it. You know you're good at it. And you can even be very successful in it, and I mean, there's a ton of people out here that are working in their zone of excellence that are successful, killing it. But there's still that little bit of that happiness inside that they're missing, for like, and I feel like for me, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I pray about this all the time, for me, like my wife and my kids, them being happy, healthy, fed, taken care of, are the most important things to me. But all of those things aren't going to satisfy your need inside for yourself.
Right.
So,
yeah. So a bit of, I put up this article because I wanted to kind of summarize a little bit of the book. If you've never listened to it or you've never heard about The Big Leap, so many people have like read it and talked about it, and we finally read it, and it was just like such an eye opener. So basically there are like 4 different zones that you can be in your life, and there is the zone of incompetence, which is where you are engaging in something that you inherently do not understand or you're not skilled at.
Don't try to build a house if you don't know how to build a house.
Exactly.
Like, yourself.
Right. There's the zone of competence, which in this zone you're doing what you're efficient at, but you recognize that many people are efficient
you can hire somebody,
you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't distinguish your capabilities, in any type of a significant way, because anybody can do what it is that you're doing. Then there's the zone of excellence, which is, in this zone, you are doing something that you're tremendously skilled at. Often the zone of excellence is cultivated in its practice and established over time. So it's something that you are like, this is your shit. This is what you know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ins and the outs, like this is the thing. But then there's the zone of genius, which in this zone, you capitalize on your natural abilities, which are innate rather than learned. So this is the state in which you get into a flow, find ceaseless inspiration, and seem to not only come up with work that is distinguished and unique, but also do so in a way that excels far and beyond what anyone else is doing. So it's like most people that are highly successful find that thing, that zone of genius, and that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people are but also, so in the book, he says that most people are in their zone of excellence because it's something that they're highly skilled at, but it's also very unsatisfying.
Yeah, you can become depressed. You can
because it does not engage the innate genius of the individual. So, the zone of genius is what's most effortless to you, and you're able to truly relax and do the work, and it's just it doesn't feel like work, if that makes sense.
And it brings true happiness and fulfillment. Like, you think about all the people out here that are very successful, make a lot of money, but they're not happy. And it's because they're working in that zone of excellence. They're not in the zone of genius. They're really good at it. Yeah. They're very good at it. I mean, they're some of the most talented people, musicians, artists, but like, I mean, you've heard, we know of the struggles of a lot of really, really famous, musicians or famous artists in the past, that dealt with, with depression and even worst case suicide at times, and that's I think that really sums it up. It's like, wow, that's they're doing something that they're amazing at. But if it's not bringing them happiness, what's stopping them from being happy, right? So yeah, it just yesterday was interesting too. So we met with somebody, like I said, for editing. And it as I was talking to him, I was just thinking about how, how for me editing videos and doing this stuff like that, I can do it, and sometimes it's really enjoyable. Sometimes I feel really creative. Sometimes I don't, but a lot of times I'm not motivated to do it, because it's not, I don't think it's like my thing fully. Yeah. I'm good at it. I think that I can pick up most skills and be good at them. I think I've always been able to do that. I can pick up most skills and become good at them. I think a lot of people can do that, right? I think that's just some people are just like that. They can just pick up something and get good at it really good, and that's a good thing, but that doesn't mean that's your thing. And I think that's what I'm struggling with. So when I went and got lunch for us, it was even before I even met with him, because I texted him yesterday. Because I was feeling this kind of yesterday, and so I texted him yesterday, and I emailed him, and he emailed me back, and we ended up being able to meet. And I was on the way back from getting our lunch. We was at our co-working space, and I walked to get our lunch, and all the way back, I was just praying, that I truly believe that that I'm supposed to be like delivering like God's word in some way. Like I do believe that. Like I believe that, and it's frustrating because I don't know how. And I'm like, I just prayed about not being scared, not feeling less than, or that I wasn't worthy to do that, or and just like praying for like, true like fulfillment in that, and because I know that's where I really believe that's where my fulfillment will come from, like from me personally. Yeah. When it comes to, Gabriel and the kids do what they can to, bring happiness in my life, and they do, and that's, and I do the same, hopefully for them, but it's that internal, what God put you on this earth to do, you personally. Yeah. Like nobody else can fulfill that for you. And so it's just so frustrating sometimes, and it's like, and I get frustrated with God. But I believe that I can, I can talk to him, and I can be like, hey God, what is going on? Like, why can't I, yeah. I think that, as, my father, I can speak to him, and be honest and raw with him, because he already knows anyways. He already knows what I'm feeling, so I might as well just say it.
Right.
He already knows.
Why are we holding on to it like he don't already know?
He already knows. So it's like I want to be raw and authentic with him and tell him how I feel, because I want him to be raw and authentic with me and tell me what he needs to tell me. So yeah, this has been a ongoing struggle for a little while. Turning 39, I think, obviously sparked it up again, but it's never really left, because I know that when I am working, in my purpose and my zone of genius, where God wants me, doing what he has for me, what he built me to do, I'm going to be like the absolute best man, witness, husband, father, friend, business owner, creative, all of those things. I'm going to be the best at everything that I possibly can even attempt to do when I'm truly working in my, in my purpose that he has, so it's just frustrating.
It is frustrating.
It's frustrating because, it's not that I don't enjoy what I do. It's not that, because I enjoy really being able to connect with, I love working with my family. Like that's the coolest thing ever, to be able to work with, live our lives and work, and do this. But I feel like there's something bigger for me. Right. Even bigger.
I feel like there's something bigger for you too.
And it's just frustrating, because it's, I know that it's, fear and, pushing me, making me think that I'm not enough. So then I just kind of like tuck it away, tuck it away, and don't even, and that's why I keep trying to do different things. Yeah. Maybe I should do this, and I don't think that's the way God works. Like, I just have to, so I'm going to continue to pray about it.
Have you asked yourself these questions? Like in the book, he has like, questions that you should consider when trying to identify your zone of genius.
I did.
And they are, I'll say them really quick for you. Like, what work do you do that doesn't seem like work? In your work, what produces the highest ratio of abundance and satisfaction to the amount of time spent? And then what is your unique ability? So these are 3 questions that Hendricks says that you should identify and kind of go through to help you.
You want to know what my answers
get closer
were?
to? Yeah, absolutely. So what work do you do that doesn't feel like work?
Travel. Travel. But that's a big one. I mean, that's just a really broad statement.
High level.
Travel.
Yeah.
What was the next question?
In your work, what produces the highest ratio of abundance and satisfaction to the amount of time spent? Is there anything in your work right now that even gives you that?
I don't know
feeling?
if I can name that.
Yeah.
Like I'm traveling with my family, but I mean, again, sometimes that's work.
Right.
But yeah.
What's your unique ability? What do you believe is your unique ability?
I think connecting with people.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
and those are my answers.
You have the ability to, like, literally, I've never met anybody like you before who you seem to have this connection with everybody you meet. Like, literally, there's something that you can connect with everybody. Like, I've literally never seen you not be able to have a conversation with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not, the most favorite person in the world or somebody you'd want to hang out with or whatever, like, the ability you have to connect with them in that moment, it's definitely unique, because I've never met anybody who can do that. And it's so effortless. Like, it literally, it just flows out of you. I'm like, how do you be talking to everybody about anything? And it's just so effortless. Like, so I know that that's part of it. Like, I know that it's part of it. And I'd be like, man, Lord, like, tell me so I can help him figure it out. Like, what is it? But I do think it is spreading God's word and the message of positivity and like perseverance and like just your whole life story and what you've been through to get to this moment. Like, I just feel like there's so much that God has for you to share with others about that, because some people don't make it through the way you have, or they get stuck in a certain position and they need to see the example that it can be done. Like, you can be different. You can be, you know what I'm saying? Like, but what does that, how does that look? I think that's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get caught up in the how, and maybe it's just doing the thing, like just doing little pieces of it until you figure out, well, maybe not that way, but maybe this way, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I totally can be
overthinking it.
But it's so that's behind the scenes of, for me. But that's why, I mean, when I try to motivate people, it's like I'm trying to motivate myself as well. I think that a lot of time when you're encouraging yourself, you can use it to encourage others.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what, so that's how I see it, is like, if I'm trying to encourage myself, maybe I can just share that. Maybe it'll encourage somebody else. I'm talking to myself, but, there's other people that are dealing with the same type of circumstances that are, the same struggles or the same, the lack of whatever motivation or courage or whatever it might be. But it's just, I just want to know, like, I just, pray. I'm praying for it to be revealed to me that if I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing, for it to be revealed to me that I'm supposed to be doing that. Like, I just want to feel like fulfilled each day.
That's why we got to get you up out of the daily operations.
Yeah, from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because from the outside, like what God is surrounding me with, with my family, with all of you peeps and listeners and, and people that have been rocking with us for so long is all amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better support system, but that doesn't fix the inside, like what, like, okay, God, like, what is it? Like, what is it? So that's So I'm just feeling really
that's where you are
stressed
today.
right now about that, and trying not to be. I'm trying to be, I went for my run earlier, so I have a ride today. So, just trying to
just zone out.
I've been trying to use though. I've been trying to do some, listen to praise and worship, and just keep him at the forefront, because he can speak to us in so many different ways, and so I want to make sure that I'm listening, and not trying to do things myself, and that's why I've tried to just listen, and it's hard. It's hard to be patient.
I was just about to say it's difficult, like
to be
waiting,
patient, yeah.
the waiting, because
Bring your beautiful
God doesn't always
girl.
speak to us exactly when we want it or how we think it should be. So it's like that waiting to hear from God, and then it's like, okay, God, is that you? Is that me?
Exactly,
like
yeah.
it's all of the
it's like I just want.
I get it.
Yeah, so that that's where I'm at right now.
Well, thanks for being vulnerable, babe.
Yeah.
And sharing that. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
like you
so-
like this.
But yeah, I just know that. I know that. I mean, I think that I'm a pretty good husband and father now.
Pretty good.
But I want to be. I want to be the best.
Yeah, I think you got that on lock, shop.
Well, but I want to be. I think that if I can keep striving for better,
Man, I'm telling you, I feel like Babe needs to be standing up speaking at somebody's event. So if anybody got some events that you feel like Babe is a great fit for, motivational, anything, I'm just putting it out there because I really feel like that's part of your gift,
Yeah.
So, hey.
I agree.
You have not because you asked not. So,
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? All speaking inquiries. We're calling them in, okay? Because
Right.
I do really feel like that's part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. I've always.
Oscar. Sorry, our dog is going.
Oscar, be quiet, buddy. Get over yourself, dude. No, I've always thought that. For a long time, because of how I connect with people, even in the Army, and then, I was always picked to give presentations. Mm-hmm. I was always picked, here I am, I could be the newest employee or or a, E3 in the Army at the time, and they were like, hey, Raider, get up here, and you're good at talking here.
It's just something about it.
And people had people trusted me, and I think that that's been a blessing. I think that I love that. I love that I can connect with people that way, and I think that I really do believe that's part of my gift. But like, how do I use that to really impact people's lives, like in the biggest way possible? Like, I don't want to do it for fame, fortune.
Yeah,
I want to know that that I've been able to help somebody that day, and
I feel like you do so much of that already. Like, you're already impacting millions of people just being the husband you are, the father you are, you know what I'm saying, the man of God that you are already. So I feel like the impact can only be greater, you know what I'm saying, just by taking the next step, whatever that next step is, maybe, being more hands-on in the community instead of like just on the screen, and you know what I'm saying? So, you don't feel like you aren't doing it already, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I truly believe you are, and it's just only going to get bigger from here. It's only going to get greater,
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I pray for. I pray for it, man.
So it's a great book.
It's a really good book.
It may cause you to have these thoughts and to do some real deep thinking, which is probably a great thing, you know what I'm saying? But it does bring up a lot, like just trying to figure it out. And I'd be curious to know, if you're listening or watching, feel free to leave it in the comments. Do you feel like you're living in your zone of genius? And how long did it take you to get there? I'd love to know. And if you feel like you're not in your zone of genius, like, what do you feel like is stopping you from figuring that out? Because I kind of feel like I'm in the same boat as Chad. Even though I believe I have identified my zone of genius, it seems unattainable. Because I can't figure out how to get there. Or how to I can't figure out how to get there, and how to get there in a way that feels good for me. Like, and I'll share what I believe that my zone of genius is being in front of the camera, being, the creative. But all the stuff that comes before that is, I don't want no parts of it. Like, I just want to be in front of the camera. And it's not like a fame thing or you know what I'm saying? Like, I truly thrive doing things, like, literally, and I feel like that's kind of why we've had so much success with YouTube, because I literally enjoy it so much. I love it. So it's just like, but what does that look like? And there's so many different ways to be in front of the camera. What does that actually look like for me?
Exactly.
So it's one of those things that it in my mind, it seems unattainable, like what the goal is or what I would love to be doing. But I know that anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Well, one thing I truly believe, like, too, it's in another book that I'm listening to, so I can, is like, think about, like, people that serve, if you think about the Bible, the disciples and anybody that trusted Jesus along the way, right? Or trusted God along the way. Noah, think about Noah, like, what he was told to do, like nothing. I don't think that your purpose is gonna feel like the most comfortable thing in the world at first. Like, and that's why people stay stuck in their zone of excellence, because it's scary to go into what their zone of genius is, and so they start creating things. Well, I'm not worthy. It's unattainable. That'll never happen. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. Like, it's gotta be perfect. You basically say it's gotta be exactly like this, or I ain't gonna do it. Like, so you basically saying, well, God, unless you make it look like I want it to look like, it ain't gonna happen. Well, that's not how God works.
Right.
It's gonna look the way that it needs to look, because He's the one that's in charge. Like, and so even though we know all of this, it's still. It doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make it easier knowing that. Sometimes it makes it harder.
It does.
You're like, dang it, God, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm asking, but,
What's the name of the other book?
The name of the other book is, it's called The Good Life by Dr. Derwin Gray. He's a pastor, I think, out of South Carolina. He used to play professional football. He played for the Colts. I didn't know that, but and
the tagline there is
what Jesus teaches about finding true happiness. And it's just talking about finding true happiness. And how you tie true happiness to, like, the job you have, or the friends you have, the money you've got, the cars you've got, all of the things that don't really matter. And he's talking about, just some of the most happy and kind and awesome people he's ever met have been the people that live in the slums of India, the slums of, of different parts of the world. I'm not calling them slums. That's what they were, that's what they're referred to as the slums of these areas, And he said these people were the happiest people he's ever met in his entire life, and that's, he's like, that's what we're seeking. We're seeking that true happiness that only comes from Jesus, right? And
no matter what the circumstance.
No matter what the circumstance is, and I don't know, man. It's I wonder what that was.
That's my toes.
Her little toes over here. I'm like, what the heck is that? Like, her leg grabbing me.
So we'll keep you posted on the journey.
Keep posted on the journey.
He's gonna be walking in this purpose real soon. I believe that.
Yeah, enough people telling me, but I just, gotta pray about it. But so I think that, I'm getting closer. Maybe that's why I'm more emotional and more stressed about it. Maybe because, God is preparing me. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to look at things like from a bigger picture, I try to.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But we have one sponsor. Yeah, we have one sponsor today, so I will make sure that we let's go ahead and cover them real quick. That way, you guys can take advantage of this great opportunity. So Paint Your Life. We told you about them on the last podcast. Now, correction to the to the code from the last podcast. So we have a new updated code that I want to tell you. So I'm going to say it at the beginning and I'll say it again at the end. So you're going to actually text the word Gabe, Gabe, to 64,000. So that's Gabe, Gabe, to 64,000. So I just want to tell you that at the beginning, and I'll remind you at the end. But so Paint Your Life, it's really cool because you can get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price. And I think that you think of getting a hand-drawn, or I mean not a hand-drawn, but a hand-painted, picture, I kind of, think it could be expensive, or, you find a really good artist. I mean, they're doing something really, really, that's, really quality. You're thinking pricey. Well, that's what's nice about Paint Your Life is that you're going to get good quality, but it's not going to be crazy price. It's going to be affordable for you. They have a team of world-class artists, and you get to choose from. So you get to work, with your artist that you picked, every detail. And it's just basically, it makes the, perfect birthday, anniversary, or wedding, or, just because gift. I think this is a really cool thing, something someone can cherish for literally the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. So the website is really cool. So Gabrielle and I need to go on there and agree on a picture and get it done.
I know, we need to do that.
That's something we got to do together because we want it to be something, that we can put up and just, remember the whole process of doing it together, And so, but the website's super easy to use, very user friendly. You're not going to get on there and be confused. It's going to take you step by step. You're going to know exactly what to do and how to do it. So we want you to take advantage of this great offer. So at paintyourlife.com, there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded. That's guaranteed. And right now, as a limited time offer, you can get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. So, guaranteed and free shipping, 20% off. So to get this special offer, again, text the word Gabe, Gabe, to 64,000. That's Gabe, Gabe, to 64,000. So again, Gabe,
Gabe,
this wonderful woman right here,
me,
to 64,000. So with Paint Your Life, you can celebrate the moments that matter the most. Mm-hmm. Terms do apply. Available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Gabe, 64,000.
Check him out.
All right.
I feel like we're on top of each other.
We are.
Why are we so close?
I don't know. I like it.
I like it. I like it. I really, really like it.
Me too. I like these pants.
Oh, my little sweats. I got on sweats today. The weather I feel like the weather is starting to cool down already. Like, we're not even August. Yeah, and this week it's been like,
Indiana.
Maybe high 70s.
Part of my purpose is not living in Indiana, too.
One day we will move out of this state, but not today. Okay?
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Whenever we move.
But, yeah.
It's going to be where it's warm year-round.
So, yeah, basically... No, yeah.
So those were the books. So yeah, we kind of wanted to just talk about the books that we were listening to. I know that I touched on the one that I've been listening to the most last week, and that was How Not to Die.
Yeah.
And all of that good stuff. I still haven't decided what. I'm kind of in this limbo situation, just trying to figure out okay, well, how do I want to eat? How do I want to eat? And I've just been eating crap lately. I feel like we've just been eating all the fast food.
We have
all the vacationing and just eating all the things, and I'm I'm tired. I need to tighten things back up. So I'm trying to think, what else have I been listening to when I'm not listening to How Not to Die? I've been listening to Professional Troublemaker by Lovey Ajayi.
You told me about that one.
It's the fear fighting manual, and her previous book is I'm Judging You. I'm sure most of you know who Lovey is, but her book is really good. I'm one of those people who listen to 11 books at the same time, so I have so many books that I'm listening to.
You need books for different emotions than you're in that day.
It just depends on kind of how I'm feeling. So I'm also listening to a book about storytelling called Stories That Stick.
I'm listening to that one too.
Did you start listening to it?
Did.
It's all about the art of storytelling and how businesses thrive when they are telling an actual story versus just selling and it's, as an influencer, it's always great to brush up on how we tell our story and how we integrate companies that we work with into our story and being authentic and stuff like that. So it is more of like a professional type of book. So I've got like my professional, like my self-help, and like my health book. And I really want to look into finding a good fiction book, because I haven't read a good fiction book in a long time. Like just for fun, just a lighthearted. I did actually start listening to 50 Shades Freed, whatever the last one was before this new series that she just started. Though. It's not, but I have been reading this series
is that why last night happened?
You know what? I can't stand you. I've been listening to this series for years, and I literally never finished the last one. And I'm like, now I want to read the one that she just came out with, this about his side of the story, but I gotta finish the Freed, the last one. So I guess that's the nonfiction or the fiction book that I've been listening to. But I usually tackle multiple books at the same time, which is probably why it takes me forever to finish them, because I'm always jumping from one to the other. Do you guys do that, or are you like a one book at a time type of person? Yes. Like, it's just, I just need the variety. I can't.
No, it's true. I'm the same way. Like, so for me, I'm The Good Life, The Big Leap, which I finished, so I think I'm gonna listen to The Big Leap again.
Yeah.
Probably because it's not a long book to listen to. Because I think that you can listen to something one time and miss stuff, so you listen to it again. So I'll probably listen to that again maybe next month. Just to kind of the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I kind of picked that back up. Just talking about how some of the most successful people, their schedules, things of that sort. So I'm interested just to see about schedules and how successful people handle their schedules. But this is more about not the successful people that work 24 hours a day. It's the successful people that really are successful but have a really good work-life balance. That's what I want. That's what I make sure I'm having. So
Think Like a Monk, did you ever finish that one?
No, I'm about halfway through Think Like a Monk. Really good by Jay Shetty. Really good so far. Just talks about, it's really just talking about meditation, and not even meditation in the, because some people have their thoughts about meditation. It's not the meditation of, of like in any religious basis. It's just talking about meditating and the power of silencing your mind and really looking internally, but for me, I want to get to the point where I can meditate so well and clear my mind, then I can then meditate in God's word. Right? And listen for God to speak to me. I think that, we've heard it, meditate in God's word. We've heard it many times. And I think that, meditation doesn't have to be what some people classify meditation as. So that's what I like about this. I'm listening, but I do self-help books, but then I have a couple books about, either Alistair Brownlee. He's a really successful British triathlete. He's won 2 gold medals in triathlon, and he's the defending gold medalist in triathlon, actually. Tour According to G, which is a Geraint Thomas. He was a very successful Tour de France rider, cyclist. So I had those books for whenever I'm like running or riding my bike to kind of keep me motivated, keep going, hearing some cool stories about guys guys and women. I just finished a female triathlete, a professional, her book. I just finished it not too long ago. But yeah, it just keeps me motivated, keeps me encouraged. Like, I can do it. That even the professionals are sucking sometimes.
Right. Everybody is sucking.
It's hard things are not easy.
Hard things are not easy. I mean,
they're hard things.
True. They're hard things for a reason.
but they're achievable. And that's what. So I like those books.
Absolutely.
And so, so those are the kind of the books that we've been, listening to. We're always looking for new ones.
Yeah. If you guys have any book suggestions, or if you want to share what you've been reading that's been really good or helpful for you, feel free to do it. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.
Update on our book. We've told you about how we are writing a book.
Did we talk about that?
We did. We talked about the book. If you don't remember, it was in a podcast before.
We've talked about this book for years. Yes. We're finally getting ready to do it.
We have a book agent.
Yes.
And we are now very excited to have kind of a path forward.
Yes.
And getting the next steps going. We're very excited. That just happened recently. So we are going to be working on that hard, and hopefully we'll have more to update soon.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on the journey. I'm nervous about it because it just seems like an awful lot of work.
It does.
Which it will be, but we
believe that it's what God has had for us.
Yeah, so
for a long time.
That is exciting. So the goal is to hopefully get Chad up out of the daily operations a bit more so that we can concentrate and focus on writing the book. So getting an editor, finding an admin, which is something else we need to do. We're really leaning towards hiring. We need a team.
Yeah, we really want to build a team. We're really leaning towards potentially hiring a full-time assistant.
Yeah.
Local.
Definitely.
So if any of you know local, or any of you are local and your assistants, or you if you know somebody that has that,
shoot us an email.
Let us know, because we are looking.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time.
But yeah, so thank you so much. Yeah,
thank you guys for listening and allowing us to be vulnerable, and Babe especially.
Feel better talking about it. Yeah,
it always feels better. You always feel better when you talk about it and release that feeling.
Yeah. So we love y'all. We appreciate you. We wouldn't tell you all these these
all these inside
things if we didn't appreciate you guys. So we do, and hopefully this encourages somebody. And let's encourage people in the comments and help each other out.
Absolutely.
And
thanks for listening, guys. I promise you next week we'll be back with the questions at the beginning, and also Ask Gabe and Babes. We've been getting them in the email, so shout out to everybody who has sent in their Ask Gabe and Babe. If you haven't and you still want to send it, it is never too late. Go ahead and email us at letsmakeoutpodcast@gmail.com with the subject line #Ask Gabe and Babe.
Is that a sign that you need to...
That I need to be listening to my book? My book literally just started. That was so random. So, put that subject line so that we know you want us to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you've sent one and we never got to it, feel free to, forward it to us. Please. Just to put it to the top of the inbox, because we will start bringing those back with the next week's episode. So, we love you guys. Yes. Shout out to you for being here and listening, and... go forth and have a wonderful day.
That's right. All of our links down below for social. You can follow us at all of those. And we appreciate y'all.
See you next week. Bye, guys.
Deuces.
Woohoo!
All right, y'all. Thanks, love.
Anytime. All right. We love y'all.
Peace.
Bye.